Yes, so we were talking about rice. Cereal grain, I told you, any grass or any type of leafy thing which is grown and from there a seed comes out is called a cereal grain. It's most widely used around the world. It's a staple food for the large part of the human population. What do we call a staple food? It's eaten routinely, right? It quantity is also more. It constitutes a dominant portion of a standard diet for a given people. It supplies a large fraction of energy also. And also it needs other nutrients also to go in with it. So that's a staple food diet, rice, especially for Asia and Africa. It's an agricultural commodity with the third highest worldwide production after sugarcane and maize. Maize, you know, it's corn which we call bhutta or makai. Okay. Since sizable portions of sugarcane and maize, I am adding up everything into the crops, okay. Sugarcane and maize crops are used for purposes other than human consumption. Get it? It's used other than human consumption also. Rice is the most important grain with regard to human nutrition and calorie intake, providing more than 1/5 of the calories consumed worldwide by humans. Now there are many varieties of rice and culinary preferences tend to vary regionally. Type of cooking. Calories is called the food energy. It's the chemical energy derived by animals from food through the process of cellular respiration. Okay. This is calories, the body which needs. And type of different ways of cooking. Rice is a monopot, a flowering plant, seeds of which typically contain only one embryotic leaf. Okay. Is normally grown as an annual plant, although in tropical areas it can survive as perennial and can produce a ratoon crop up to 30 years. Ratooning, you have seen when you have seen the harvest of rice, they cut off the top, the bottom part stays in, that is ratooning. Harvesting the monopot crop, the top part is harvested above the ground portion, but leaving the roots and the growing shoot intact. It helps the plants to recover and produce a fresh crop in the next season. For 30 years it can do that. Rice cultivation is at a lower labor cost, high rainfall, it's labor intensive to cultivate, requires ample water. However, rice can be grown practically anywhere, even on a steep hill or mountain area where the use of water controlling terrace systems are there. Its parent species are natives of Asia and parts of Africa. Centuries of trade exportation have made it commonplace in many cultures worldwide. cultivating rice is flooding the fields while or after setting the young seedlings. This simple method required sound planning and servicing of the water damming and channeling. It will reduce the growth of less robust weed and pest plants that have no submerged ground state. While flooding, it is not mandatory for the cultivation of rice. All other methods of irrigation require higher effort in weed and pest control during growth periods, but rice doesn't need that. Okay, this is all about rice. It's cooked very easy. Okay. It's rinsed before. Actually, we wash rice before cooking to remove the extra starch. Rice produced in the US again is usually fortified with vitamins and minerals, and the rinsing will result in a loss of nutrients. Rice may be rinsed repeatedly until the rinsed water is cleared to improve the texture and taste. Okay. Sometimes we soak the rice to decrease cooking time, conserving of fuel. Okay. Soaking improves the texture of the cooked rice by increasing expansion of the grains. Then we have brown rice. What not we have? So many dishes are there. Fruit nutrition is there. So huge fruit nutrition is there. 68% water, 28% carbohydrates, 3% protein, no fat at all. A 100 gram of rice will give you 130 calories of food energy. It's like that. It depends upon the strain of rice, such as white, brown, red, black or purple. It's grown. As I told you about the purple rice which I had in Bhutan. It's like that. So, we'll come back to the book again. So, rice is the staple food of a majority of the people of India. Our country is the second largest producer of rice in the world after China. It is a kharif crop which requires high temperature above 25 degrees centigrade and high humidity with annual rainfall above 100 centimeter. In the areas of less rainfall, it grows with the help of irrigation. Rice is grown in the plains of north and northeastern India, coastal areas and the deltaic regions. Development of dense network of canal irrigation and tube wells have made it possible to grow rice in areas of less rainfall such as in Punjab, Haryana, Western Uttar Pradesh and parts of Rajasthan. Okay. Now wheat. This is the second most important cereal crop. It is the main food crop in the north and western parts of the country. This rabi crop requires a cool growing season and a bright sunshine at the time of ripening. It requires 50 to 75 centimeter of annual rainfall evenly distributed over the growing season. There are two important wheat growing zones in the country, the Ganga Satluj plains in the northwest and the black soil region in the Deccan. The major wheat producing states are Punjab, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Bihar and Rajasthan. Bajra grows also well on sandy soils. Okay. Then comes millets. Jowar, bajra and ragi are the important millets grown in India. What are millets? We must know that also. Millets have to have something. What are millets? Right? It's again a small seed grass widely grown around the world as cereal crops or grains for fodder and human food. Finger millet that is ragi is used as healthier cereal for substitute of rice and wheat. Okay, these are types of millets which are there. Jowar, bajra and ragi are the important millets grown in India. Though these are known as coarse grains, rough grains, they have very high nutritional value. For example, ragi is very rich in iron, calcium, other micronutrients and roughage. Jowar is the third most important food crop with respect to area and production. It is rain-fed crop mostly grown in the moist areas with hardly needs irrigation. Major jowar producing states are Maharashtra, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh and Madhya Pradesh. Bajra grows well on sandy soils and shallow black soil. Major bajra producing states are Rajasthan, Uttar Pradesh, Maharashtra, Gujarat and Haryana. Ragi is a crop of dry regions and grows well on red, black, sandy, loamy and shallow black soils. Major ragi producing states are Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Sikkim, Jharkhand and Arunachal Pradesh. So these major crops you have to study well and remember which are the places they are grown more. Very important. Maize, it is a crop which is used both as food and fodder. It is a kharif crop which requires temperature between 21 degrees centigrade to 27 degrees centigrade and grows well in old alluvial soil. In some states like Bihar, maize is grown in Rabi season also. Use of modern imports such as the HYV seeds, fertilizers, irrigation have contributed to the increasing production of maize. Major maize producing states are Karnataka, Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Andhra Pradesh and Telangana. Basic information. Pulses, dal which we say. India is the largest producer as well as the consumer of pulses in the world. These are the major sources of protein in a vegetarian diet. Major pulses that are grown in India are tur, that is arhar, urad, moong, masoor, peas and gram. Can you distinguish which of these pulses are grown in the kharif season and which are grown in the rabi season? Pulses need less moisture and survive even in dry conditions. Being leguminous crops, all these crops except arhar help in restoring soil fertility by mixing nitrogen from the air. Therefore, these are mostly grown in rotation with other crops. Major pulse producing states in India are Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Maharashtra, Uttar Pradesh, Karnataka. We'll keep it till there. Food crops other than grains, we'll do that later in the next class. We'll keep it till there. So take care of yourselves. Be good. Read this chapter till here. Understand. I'll come back with more explanation about the pulses. Okay. So thank you so much. Happy Independence Day in advance and best of luck. Bye bye.